I am a paper chaser. What's going on with y'all, man? It's Nick checking back in. Right now I'm doing a book review on Long Distance Real Estate Investing by David Greene. It's a book by Bigger Pockets. Bigger Pockets makes a lot of books, and I usually try and get them. This right here, I'm going to put a link to this one at the bottom. This one right here is my favorite book that they made so far. I love this book. You know, I recommend you reading. I'm going to do a review on this book, but I'm going to spice it up. I'm going to review this book and compare it to another book for real estate investors, buy and hold guys, guys and gals, called Landlording on Autopilot. And I'm going to compare these two books, do like a versus matchup, you know, put a little spice on the regular book reviews. This one right here. And if you guys want to buy it, I'll put a link below, like I said, and maybe we could talk about it in the comment section when I actually get to do the review. But I'm going to review the book by David Greene today. I bought the book, a little bit about the book. I bought the book, and it was about $12. And if you buy books from Bigger Pockets, they're usually a reasonable price. You can get a little bit of a sale. You can get a little bit of extra things if you purchase the book early. Like with this book, I purchased the book about a week or two early. I happen to be thinking about, I want to move down to Florida, South Florida, Broward County, Miami-Dade. That's where I want to go. But after talking on the Bigger Pockets forums, I found out that, talking to a couple people, because in Baltimore, you could buy a house, be all into a house for $75,000. You can rent that house out for $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 a month. And I was talking to people down there in Broward County, Miami-Dade. They were like, that's not going to work up down here. You should figure out how to make a team up there and keep investing up there, and you know, just live down here. I'm like, okay. They said maybe do a flip or two, but like on the rental side, those numbers from what we deal with down here, probably be better to just keep investing in there. And Bigger Pockets right there, the membership paid off for me, because just that little nugget right there, I didn't go down there and try and replicate what I'm doing up here. You know, people are making money, but now that I know that, you know, I verified it a little bit. Now that I know what's going on, I can go, and things like this is catching my eye, because if I kept it how I kept it, I would have never thought about investing in Baltimore while I'm living in down Broward, Dade County, you know, maybe like Hollywood, Florida area. So that's something good. You know, you guys network on the forums. You got questions, people just answer your questions. I just put like I'm trying to move down there, and people answer me a lot. So I've been mulling it over and just thinking about it. And then I saw this book pop up, so I ordered it. I need this right now. This is exactly what I need. So I ordered the book. And the book starts off, it talks about your reason why you want to invest out of state. Your RYI is what I call it, your reason you're investing. Your reason you're investing out of state. And for a lot of people, their market is a little bit expensive, or they can't afford their market themselves. Like people, you know, he lives in Silicon Valley, so I was like, Jesus Christ, no way. You know, you might live in New York, you might not want to invest in, you know, Manhattan. You might live in Manhattan, you can't invest in your backyard. Or you might be able to get a better return investing out of your backyard. Or, you know, it might help you to diversify investing out of your backyard. And the reason you're investing is important. So that's how he starts off, opens up the book. And then from that, he goes, I guess people have a big fear about investing out of state. First of all, you're talking about real estate investing, which people have a fear about. You know, it takes people to get comfortable. Then you put, oh, you're going to do this long distance, long range sniper season. You know what I'm saying? That's not what people want to see. That's not what people want to do. You know, put extra layers on top of something that's, I won't say it's something that I'll say it's difficult. You know, it's not for everybody, but hey, that's how we can make some money. If anybody could do it, there would be no money in it. You know what I'm saying? So he talks about how people are scared, and he says you don't have to be so scared, because now we have different avenues, different ways, different things that we could do, such as we have the ability to FaceTime. I was about to say Skype. He's talking about Skyping in that book. You can FaceTime your contractor, their team iPhone, and you can actually see like what's going on. And you can FaceTime if you have a real estate agent going to check out the house for you. You can FaceTime them and say, hey, I want to see the house. I'm about to give you a call real quick. And you can see with your own eyes which you're the house that you're looking at to purchase or the house that you're rehabbing to make sure the rehab's getting along fine. And I was like, cool, that makes sense. That's how I would have done it, because I was planning to use like some of the people, like my brother up here, have him give him a couple dollars to go check on the properties for me, and that's experience for him if he wants to do real estate and he makes a little bit of money while he's learning the game. Keep that in the family. And so he talks about that, and then after that he gets into more so building a team. What needs to come for you to have a team? Like, you need to have a team of people if you want to do it. Like, you need to have someone that finds you deals. You need to have a way to fund those deals, like a lender. You need to have a way to get the deal done, like as far as doing the renovations. Then you need to have somebody to manage the deal once you have it done. If you're going, if you're going to rent it out, you need to have a property manager. And then you have to understand the market. Once you have all those people in line, he gives you a nice way to reach out to these people, especially to the lender, because what people don't understand is it gets difficult to find lenders, banks that want to loan money to people who want to invest in real estate, especially onesies and twosies, like one units, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units. It's hard to find a bank that wants to hold that on their books. So you have to find a portfolio bank. So if you could talk to them nice, the best way that you can, and start the relationship off in a good way, a way that makes them want to keep in business with you, want to keep in contact with you type thing, that's good. And I like how he gives you a nice little spiel to reach out to people. You're going to change it up because a lot of people read the book. But, he gives you a nice starting block. So you can reach out to that bank, reach out to that lender, and, open up that relationship. Because the lender relationship is probably the most important one, because none of this stuff can happen without any money. I mean, if you want to purchase a house and sink all your money into it and leave it in there, that's something different. But for most people, especially people watching this channel, they're going to want to, have a lender they could reach out to and get the money out of the property. And then he gets into working with the markets. Like, this is a little nuance. Nuance is like your market. Like, let's say I'm investing in Baltimore. Baltimore might be doing fine. It's doing fine. But, you might live in North Carolina and they put a new Amazon headquarters where you're living at. And you're like, wow. The property values are everything. You live in Raleigh. They put it in Raleigh. And the property values jump up. You have like 6, 7 houses, and all of your houses increase in value by like $150,000, because now it's the place to be. It's close to where the headquarters is going to be. You end up with like a lot more equity in those properties, a lot of equity in those properties. So what you could do with that, something I didn't think about, since you're in different markets, you might say, hey, Baltimore is more, it didn't shoot up or anything. It's not going down. It's doing a nice steady increase in value, and nothing crazy happened there. I could take this equity, you could say these are my 2 worst performing properties. I could sell these 2, and let's say between them 2 you profit let's say you profit 100,000 on each one. This is just a scenario. Or you sold the lowest performing one and your ARV went up $100,000. You can't eat equity, not your ARV. Your appraised value of the house goes up $100,000. So you sell it, and let's say you profit $100,000. You could take that $100,000 and put that into 4 properties. People are gonna say you could put it into what? What are you gonna say? You could put it into 5. I'm gonna say you're gonna need 20% down, and you're gonna need 5% for closing costs and things of that nature. So I'm gonna say 4 properties. If you could do it in 5, that's even better. So now you have 4 properties, and let's say they each cash flow $300. Now you have $1,200 a month and income coming in, and those houses are appraising too, not at the same rate as down in Raleigh, but those houses in Baltimore are increasing in value over the time too. You're paying the loan down, and now you have $1,200 a month coming in, and now you don't have all that equity trapped in that property. That equity is going to work for you. Equity is good because it helps you get in and out of deals, and it's an exit strategy. But he was basically talking about scenarios like that where the market dictates that you can get a better return on your money somewhere else. And I was like, that hit me right there. That's something I'm going to put in my pocket for later use once I get a little bit of money. But this right here is where the book let me down. Managing the properties out of state. managing the properties out of state. I'm thinking this is what I'm looking for. This is why I brought the book. This is like the 8th chapter in the book. This is why I bought it. How I'm going to manage my properties down there in that tropical weather down there in Broward County. And this is not what I expected, you know. In the book, he talks about he uses property managers. So what I'm looking for is more meats and potatoes. What should I do? You know, he talks about how to reach out to property managers, things like that. But when stuff goes wrong, how do I handle that? Like, what happens when the property management goes sour? What happens, you know, bookkeeping? How do I manage bookkeeping? I'm in 2, 3, 4 different states. I know he's going to say you got to get a CPA. You know, you could do that. But how does the day-to-day investing, managing real estate go when you're out of state? I wanted more meat and potatoes, and I thought that was going to come in this chapter. I thought he was going to hit me over the head with like, okay, when your property manager, if your property manager is doing this is a specific thing, that lets you know that this property manager, he's getting over on, you need to find a new property manager. And if your property manager is doing this, that means he's doing a great job. If your contractor is doing this, he's doing the right thing. I was expecting more specific examples of how to know when stuff is going right when you're managing a property and when stuff is going wrong when you're managing a property. And that was not what I got. In that book, I got that chapter is like how to stay on top of your contractor, basically, how to manage the rehab. You know, that's why I can't get a book of 5 stars right there. Can't get a book of 5. The book get a 4 stars because that's what I wanted. Like, I'm taking my portfolio, small portfolio in Baltimore. Okay, how do I do it while I'm in Florida? You know, and you know you get a property manager, hire a property manager, vet him, and all that stuff. But how to manage a property manager and what I should be expecting on the day-to-day, and how to, if this is happening, how do I know to get out quick enough? And that's really what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's not what I got. So it was a good book though. But then we get into another little trick, and I'm going to give you my personal hack. If you're a member of a RIA, you're allowed to, especially the national RIAs, you usually get, not allowed, you get like, you're allowed to sign up if you're a member, and you can usually get like 1, 2, 3% from Home Depot or Lowe's, sometimes both. So if you can get 2% from Home Depot, and then if you could leverage your contractor, and you know, he might get a discount. Or if you buy the materials yourself, to make sure you don't get worked over on the cost of materials. You know, if you buy a big enough amount, you can usually, Home Depot will let you put it into the system where they'll lower the number of the total price down for you. Let's say you say 5%. So on that 5%, and then you put on your Home Depot thing, you get an extra 2% on that. So, you know, you could play a little bit of money. If your contractor, if he purchases enough stuff, he might get a little special treatment. That's what the book was saying. So, so you might be able to join your RIA, sign up for that card, and you get an extra percentage off of your stuff that you have to buy anyway, especially if you're going to buy the materials to save yourself from getting worked over from a contractor. So I like that stuff. Before anybody says anything, I'm purposely leaving some stuff out and leaving a little bit gap so you can buy the book. I want David Greene to get his money, but I just want to give you a little bit what you're expecting from it. And then he gives you a little bit on how to maximize your ROI, and he gives you a little bit of tricks to find deals out of state. And this is why I like to read books, because this book right here, Managing Real Estate Out of State, it gives you a little bit of everything. It's not as in-depth as I was looking. I think I need to find a book that says how to manage a property manager while you're out of state. You know, this is a book that gives you, encompasses everything, and it's for beginners and for experts at the same time. So I can't hold that against the book too much, but he did give me a little nugget in running different types of promotions, like to get, you know, people involved into your real estate investing. And you can spend a little bit of money and get a lot of money in return doing stuff like that. So that's something I'm going to take and apply to this channel, to my blog that I'm going to start, and to real estate investing. So, you know, this $12 book could make me a lot of money just from that. And that's something that the book isn't even intended to do. So that's another reason why I wanted you to read it as well. I'm going to recommend you guys read it. I want you guys to read it as well, because not just the real estate, you might say, hey, I don't need to invest out of state. But hey, if you can use tools to help somebody invest in another state, how do you think that's going to help your business? And if you're investing in your own state, that's going to help you 4-hour work week the crap out of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's going to help you improve on your product, on your way, your business. You know, if you learn a little bit how to do it offhand a little bit more, you could work yourself out of the business a little bit. Or you could just improve your systems that you got going now. So just because you might not be looking to manage properties out of state doesn't mean you can't learn anything from this book. And then he gives you a couple little tips on how to improve your long distance investing, a little bit of hacks and stuff like that. So I get a book a 4 out of 5. You know, it's not as good as this book. This is the holy grail. I'm gonna let y'all see the book. This is it right here. Long Distance Real Estate Investing by David Greene. This right here, this is my baby right here. I like this book. And for bigger pockets, order the books online because they lots of times they give you a little special discounts or special little extras that come with the book. And if you can pre-order it, order it from Amazon because I don't know how Barnes & Noble does it, but the book was originally like $22 and it came down to eventually like $12. And they let me get it for $12 because the price came down before the book actually was released. So if you pre-order from Amazon, it worked for me. I don't know if it's gonna work every time, so don't crucify me, but you should do that. But I recommend this book. I recommend people read the book. I give it a 4 out of 5. And just understand that it's more of, I'm trying to think, it's more of an overview than a real in-depth book. And just understand that when you're doing it, it's how to help you get started. It's not how to improve the system that's already exists. This is how to get started in it. And I was looking for a book more so how to improve the system that is already in place. And some of the stuff I'm going to take with me, like how to find contractors. While I have a good contractor right now, I may not always have one, but I want to keep the business going and keep the business growing, and I want to get down to Florida. So I'm going to use some of these tips and tricks in this book. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this little review. Let me know what y'all think, as far as time-wise. Please subscribe and all that stuff. If you guys want me to cut it down, want a little bit more info, a little bit less info, a little bit more in the chapters, let me know how you guys want me to structure this. And this is my first book review. I'm on track for my goals for 2018. Made a video every week. My book for January is this. My book for February is YouTube Channels for Dummies. I can't be doing this YouTube stuff and not read anything on that. So that's my book for February, even though I started reading it. I'm trying to read a book a month, so 12 books. So I don't really think it matters when I get started. So that's Nick checking in. Follow me at Red Army Stalin, REDARMYSTALIN. Kind of forgot how to spell it. So Red Army and then STALIN. Red Army Stalin. So follow me. If you guys like it, give me a little love. Please subscribe. And if you guys want any more information, you guys can just message me, leave a comment on the book. If there's anything you want to know is in the book before you buy it. I'm going to leave a link below to buy the book as well, so you guys can purchase the book. Have a good one.